to here and arriving, it was fantastic. Complete and utter focus. If you have your Bibles, turn to Matthew chapter 13. So there's this guy on his tractor. Now see, I like to drive tractors when I'm a kid. It's been years since I've driven a tractor. There's something about it though, I don't know. There's something that resonates with guys of being on large pieces of farm objects with large engines. I don't know what it is. And this guy's out in his field on his tractor, if my mind imagines it. And I don't know what you do on a tractor all day. I like to drive, I like to get somewhere, I love driving, but the tractor thing, I don't know. It's not me. Talking to a friend of mine, I'm like, do you take an iPod out when you're driving on the tractor? He's like, no, man. It's just me and the sound of that machine. It's beautiful. It's like music. I'm like, I don't understand that at all. Whatever. Okay, good for you, man. You're driving. So he's out there. It's one of those hot days. It's one of those like hot Idaho days where it's 124 degrees. There's very little breeze, and the sun is baking down. There's no shade, and you're out in the middle of the field, and he's on his tractor longing for some lemonade. He's on that tractor driving, in my mind, I don't know what it's like to drive a tractor for hours at a time. But in my mind, it's got to kind of become this Zen-like oneness with the machine and sleep all at kind of one time. You just kind of, because I mean, it's not like you're going to hit anything. You know, I mean, you're in the field. You do have to keep the roads straight. And I don't know how they do that. They're pretty, I'm impressed. But, you know, he's just out there, just driving. He's been renting this land for years. It never produces anything. Half the time, by the time he gets a crop, pays the landowner what he owes him, he's got nothing. He's dirt poor. His tractor's been rebuilt 14 times. It's being held together by duct tape, baling twine. And he's half asleep, driving along, doing something in his field, disking it, whatever. I'm not a good farmer, so if I make stuff up, it's going to sound stupid. So he's just out there driving. He's driving along, and suddenly he hears something it's caught on something. It's another one of these stupid rocks in this stupid field that keeps messing up, and he jolts him into full wakeful consciousness, stops the tractor, leaves it idling, climbs down, stretches, goes back. I better get this stupid rock out of my field because it's going to hurt this farm. Nothing's going to grow. This is stupid. And he wanders back to the back, irritated, still wants some lemonade. Kicks the ground. Kicks it again. Deck. You can fill the details. Starts digging. He gets the rock out. He's digging. He finds it. He's digging. And you know how rocks are? You know, you got little rocks, you got big rocks, weird shaped rocks, kind of flat rocks. Rocks really don't have they're kind of random. They're ovals, but they're random. They're flat, but they're rough. Whatever. This thing starts to take geometric shape, like definitive shape. There's something weird here. So he starts digging, he's digging. And it's some kind of box. Some kind of wooden box or something. So now at least his curiosity's up. This has never happened before. He starts digging some more. He digs in, he pulls this thing up, sets it up on the back of the tractor, looking at it. It is a wooden thing, box. He's looking at it. Is this a bomb? Someone planted in my field? Bombs usually aren't made of wood, but you never know. Splinter shrapnel, pretty horrible. Looks around it. I don't know what this is. Anybody in there? A little small for that, but you're not sure. There's never been a wooden box in my field before. He slowly takes it and he opens up the lid and he looks inside and he looks around really, really quickly. Closes it, opens it up again. Because inside of this thing, it looks like pirates raided a ship and stuck all the booty in this box and then took it to the middle of Montana and buried it in his field. What in the world? He's looking around. I mean, he's expecting Ashton Kutcher to come around the front of his tractor at any point and say he's been punked. He's absolutely freaked out. What is this thing? And he's out in the middle of nowhere, so there's nobody hiding. There can't be somebody who already jump out with a camera and go, gotcha. So he opens it again and wow. He closes it. Now he starts looking around really serious. Casually at this point, trying to look inconspicuous. You know how it is when you try to look inconspicuous and you're not? Looking around. No one around. back on the tractor, fires that baby up, and drives like mad home, cutting across all the rows of grain that he's got. Doesn't matter. It's flying, bouncing. Things are flying off the tractor. He's hightailing it back home, where his wife is hanging out making cornbread and beans for lunch. He storms into the house and immediately starts grabbing stuff. Pulling everything out. This week I cleaned my garage. Woo. It's a never-ending process. I give it about 2 weeks. I listed stuff on Craigslist. We have a small yard sale on Craigslist right now. You can find it. If you look under junk, it's what you're going to find. Most of it. There's some nice stuff. Not really. Well, a little bit. But every guy knows this. When you clean and you go to make a yard sale on Craigslist, what do? You filter it through the wife. Right? Because there may be treasures that you don't realize are treasures. And they're treasures. And if you sell those things... So we got this headboard that I made. I am not a carpenter. I am not a skilled laborer. I'm not a creative hand kind of guy person. I do things with computers and sound systems, and I talk a lot. That's what I do. Right? Building things isn't my thing. They tend to look crooked. So my wife wanted a picket fence headboard, and I made her one. I worked really hard on it. I bought fence posts from Home Depot. You know, the flat ones, they look cute. I bought some wood and I assembled them together. I was real proud. They're mostly evenly spaced. I sanded them down and painted it. And you know that when you paint something, it makes it rough again. What kind of law is that? That when you paint wood, it suddenly gets rough again. This is a conspiracy. I gave it to her for Christmas. She was very excited about it in a very, I mean, when your kindergartner brings you a piece of artwork, you look at it and you say, you did a great job, baby. You did a great job. And very silly. She was very appreciative of the effort, knowing that I have no skills whatsoever. She can see beyond that. Well, I'm like, this thing, I'm going to get $5, $10 out of this off Craigslist. Some sucker's going to come and buy this sucker from. She's like, you can't sell that. You make it. I'm like, we don't use it anymore. It's ugly. It isn't in our house. It's in the garage. You can't sell that. It's still on Craigslist. I have to take it down. If anybody emails me, I have to say, no, it's already been taken by my wife. It's a treasure. I can't sell it. Sorry, it's off the market. You never know what the treasure is. He storms into the house without saying a word to her. He starts taking everything out of the house, piece by piece. Anything of value. The bed, the television, the VCR, the DVD, the baby crib, all of it's getting taken out and thrown in the back of the 1984 F-150. All of it. He piles that sucker up. He grabs one of the farm trailers, hooks it up to the back, hitches it up to the back, throws more junk on it, takes it down to Joe's Pawn and Grill in town. Yeah, it's Pawn and Grill. It's a small town. Yes, it is. It's also where you find a place to sleep at night if you need to. Unloads it, sells it, gets the money. He's collecting everything. He sells the Ford truck, he sells the tractor, he sells the trailer, he sells everything. He's got nothing left. He's sold everything he owns. And now he starts walking home because, guys, how do you go home when you know that your wife is unhappy with you at home? This is when you're driving home from work and you're like, I got a quarter